Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in May. Try their brand new cake batter cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. Also, enjoy a new energy fusion drink with a variety of flavors and carrot cake muffins with cream cheese frosting. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
I'm Dave Austed.
And I'm Ryan Austed.
I think my first memory of golf is playing with my dad at a par 3 course. It was an absolute blast, and he always would have an ice cream hole. So if I got an 8 or less, we'd be going for ice cream.
My first memory of golf really focused on driving the golf cart, being able to drive that cart.
You were a crazy driver.
I was a crazy driver, but it was what I look forward to. And what's really funny now, when I take my kids out play golf, that is the one thing, along with the snack bar, that they are most excited about.
Focus on the good stuff. Play better, have fun, and shop Austed's.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. The Supernovas Radio Network is live. This is the Omaha Supernovas pregame show, brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Final home game inside the CHI Health Center for the Omaha Supernovas Fan Appreciation Night here in Omaha, Nebraska. I am Enrique Alvarez-Clary, better known as Rico. Next to me, the coach, Renee Saunders, as we get you ready for the Omaha Supernovas taking on the Columbus Fury here in Omaha, Nebraska. This is the Supernovas Radio Network, powered by 93.7 The Ticket, and this is the Mullen Motors pregame show. Coach Saunders, after the 2-game road trip, how's it feel to be back home for the final time as a true home match?
Oh, it was so nice to get home. That was a long trip. It was a great trip. I mean, in all honesty, they played awesome. We went won 6 out of 7 sets, went 2-0 on matches. I think we started finding kind of a rhythm, so that part was all good. Super fun. Travel was a little rough. A 6-hour travel day on Saturday morning early after a late night game, and then little bumpy flight home on Monday morning or Tuesday morning. It's nice to be home.
It's great to be home.
And I love the friendly confines of CHI.
It's been a while since I've seen you guys. I missed you guys.
I know. Your hair's grown a lot.
It was just a little bit. It was a long weekend. A 2-game road trip. They faced Columbus in the first match of that 2-game road trip. A 4-set victory, if I believe I am correct in that one. A 3-1 victory for the Omaha Supernovas. What went on in that match?
I mean, it was funny because first set we started off kind of flat. It wasn't great volleyball, kind of high error, lots of mistakes, some miscommunications, but we had just switched setters again, right? So it was kind of like the feeling it out stuff, but then they started kind of getting in the rhythm, figuring some things out, and battled back and ended up playing some free volleyball, dropped first set 26-24, but then after that it was all Supernovas for the next 3 sets.
3 sets to 1 victory over the Columbus Fury. Sweep of Las Vegas down in Vegas. And actually, we are joined by the Director of Communications and Media Relations for the Omaha Supernovas, Jeff Ekstrom. Jeff, been along for the entire ride with the Omaha Supernovas. How are you, my good friend?
I am very well, Rico and Renee. Glad to be joining you on Supernovas Radio Network.
What took
It's
so
a
long?
pleasure.
Yeah.
What took so
I mean,
long
you're
to
always-
have you on here?
I'm too busy running around,
I
and
say-
I got to take care of you guys too. But I'm glad to be here because you guys do a wonderful job for us. It's been a pleasure for you guys to join you on this ride so far this season, and yeah, it's about time I
We
came
were-
on board to talk with you.
We were missing you two though on this last trip.
Yeah, I heard
No.
Jeff didn't go.
Jeff wasn't there. You weren't there. Jeff's usually one to make sure we're taken care of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we had to count on Nick, and well, DP's pretty good at making sure
Making things
he
happen.
doesn't mess around.
He's
Yeah,
making things happen.
he doesn't mess around.
Jeff
So
is the one behind the scenes. Anytime you hear us with a player, you hear us with Coach Bird, Jeff is the one who handles all of that, and we appreciate you all season for doing that for us. It has been fantastic, good sir.
It certainly has. I mean, you guys bring a different element to this team and just the coverage of the Supernovas and helping grow us. And you guys have been tremendous in that all season long, and it makes you guys unique. It makes our team unique. Is just everything that goes around this. And you guys are a big part of all the success we've had this year.
Now, not only are you the director of communications and media relations, but you're kind of a volleyball guy yourself. You know, back in a previous life, you covered volleyball for a certain news publication. So it's not like you came in here with zero knowledge of the sport of volleyball. How would you say this season has gone for the Omaha Supernovas so far? Obviously, it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's had its ups and downs, but I mean, 15-7, I don't really think you can complain that much about that record. Obviously, with the team that's so well balanced and just so much depth, you're going to have to figure out that lineup. But I think they've really figured out who they are as a team and where their strengths and weaknesses are as the season has gone on. And I think right now you're seeing them peak a little bit. 3-match winning streak, that's the highest they've had
that's
this
where we knock
season.
on wood.
Yep.
Yes. But I think they're really finding their groove. I've just been impressed the way they've been battling through things. I mean, when you're going against teams night in, night out that are just like so close in talent, and to be able to win 15 of 22 so far, that's impressive.
Now, being the director of media relations, you've been, around and putting out all of the news bulletins for the Omaha Supernovas, especially about all of the attendance records
Yes.
that keep being broken. How has that been covering all of that and letting people know, giving everybody the information needed to know about the records that are being broken by the Omaha Supernovas?
It's special because I think being here in Nebraska and just growing up here, I'm from Kearney, and volleyball has always been big here. And now that I'm traveling more out of the state and traveling on the road with you guys and going to these different cities, you don't really get to know like why volleyball is so unique here until you go out of the state. And that's why I think what makes this whole experience and this whole franchise and team so special is that they are cherished here. I'm not saying that other teams aren't, but here in Nebraska, it means more. And I think I've really fully realized that in this last few months here with the team.
Now, we've obviously had all of these home matches going on, but something that, might be a little bit new to you, I'm guessing, is the coverage as the media relations manager of a championship series, a Final Four that will be taking place here inside the CHI Health Center. Omaha Supernovas playing the host to the Match for a Million, the Final Four of the Pro Volleyball Federation in its inaugural season. How has that been kind of battling with that, working with CHI and the Supernovas and getting the word out about that?
Yeah, it's been a lot. We still got a lot of things in the work, but I think what you're seeing is a great collaboration between the Pro Volleyball Federation and the Supernovas. I don't think there's a better place to host the first ever championship than here in Omaha, and we're going to put on a show. We're trying to walk the line of trying to finish the season out, and it's been a challenge. But I mean, when you're putting on a championship, what part isn't a challenge? So I think we've embraced that. I think we got a lot of things great. I think there's going to be a lot of great events. We have a championship central going on next Friday too. So we have a lot of great things planned out, and it's just about, executing those. I think we're going to put on a great championship. I think Omaha, and you guys are going to see it.
Well, how special it is it that Omaha is
Yeah.
going to be playing in the championship? So we didn't know that for sure, right? Until a little bit later on, and then we find out we're hosting, and then not long after, Omaha clinches their spot. And so now the hype around obviously last home game-ish,
Yeah.
right? Hopefully, we have at least one more at home. But I think it's cool for the fans that not only do we get to host the first inaugural championship, but the Omaha Supernovas are going to be playing in that championship. Do you think people are aware of that yet? or the magnitude of that yet?
I
And if
I
not,
don't-
tell them, Jeff. Tell them.
say they should. I'm not too sure because Nebraska is like for sports right now is on fire. We got high school soccer going on. High school track is next week. High school state baseball starts tomorrow, I believe. So a lot of things going on. But I think once Monday hits and the reality starts to set in for people and buying tickets and all that, I think people are going to show up and feel how special this is because I'm going to be quite honest. I think the fans have deserved to have the championship here with just the way they've shown up and supported this team. I mean, we've hosted 10,000 or more people here in this building 6 times this season. That's unbelievable.
What is it like to know that you've been a part, like an integral part of? I know that you had that article that you retweeted on Twitter about multiple different leagues having more average attendance than the Oakland Athletics.
Yep.
And there was one professional volleyball federation team in there, one little bubble, one little bulletin, and it was the Omaha Supernovas. What is it like to know that you've been like a part of a team, an inaugural team that is averaging more home attendance than an MLB franchise?
It's kind of an honor just knowing that we are one out attending the Oakland Athletics. But again, going back to just we're in this kind of bubble of Nebraska with volleyball, and then going outside and kind of just seeing how it's just kind of another sport that you kind of throw in there. But here, no, it's cherished, it's celebrated here, and just the fact that it's cherished that much, that outdrawing an MLB team, it's like you just gotta sit back and be like, "Whoa, that's pretty
happening.
cool." Yeah, that's cool.
Like that's actually happening, and it's amazing to see. It's fantastic to see. Again, the inaugural season of the Professional Volleyball Federation and the Omaha Supernovas are averaging 9,000 plus fans coming into the CHI Health Center to watch professional volleyball in the United States. It's amazing.
It's actually kind of insane a little bit, but I don't think that would happen anywhere else. It's here in Nebraska, and that's the reason why this is the capital of volleyball. This is the heart of volleyball here in Nebraska.
We talk about the heart of volleyball. We talked about, the Final Four being here, the Pro Volleyball Federation Championships being here. Let's talk about that a little bit because, like I said, you're not new to volleyball. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Coach Saunders isn't new to volleyball. So let's talk about the other 3 teams that are going to be here in Omaha. The Atlanta Vibe locked up that number 1 spot early in the season, early towards the end of the season, and then the Grand Rapids Rise locked theirs up. And then kind of the surprise team, more than likely, I believe everybody was surprised by this, the San Diego Mojo, who started the season. I said this earlier on the radio, 93.7 The Ticket. We were talking about the championships, and I mean no disrespect to San Diego, but if you would have told me halfway through the season that San Diego was going to make the championship series, I laughed out loud.
Yeah, just quite a coaching job by that coaching staff, but I think that's just maybe kind of speaks to how much they've come together as a team. And obviously it takes time. I mean, this is a whole new roster of players that everyone's trying to get used to. But just the way they've come together has been impressive. And I think a lot of that has to do with their setter, Musara Tomcom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's one of the best setters in the league. I believe might lead the league in assists per set. But just the way that team has come together has been really fun to watch. Because, you guys saw they were a little bit of a mess at the beginning of the season. They started out 1-5.
The ability of the coaching staff and the players to stick together through all of that, extremely impressive.
And they didn't go out and get any crazy roster pickup or anything. Like, that was their roster. It was just finding their way. But in their first 10 matches, they were 3-7. 3-7. Yeah. And then I put this, you know how you put, like, we put our little pin in, like, Omaha's big games? Well, for San Diego, it was when we went to San Diego and they beat us 3-1 in our first one there. And then they kind of went on a tear to get themselves in it. And I think it's been pretty cool to see their progress. Right now, they're at the number 3 slot. I'm a little nervous if we get them.
That's a tough team. They've proven it time and again with Omaha, against Omaha. I mean, the first matchup was, the third match of the season for Omaha.
We beat them at home. We lost them there.
It was their first match of the season, and they got swept here in Omaha. Yep. After that, you travel to San Diego, and things got dicey. Obviously, you came out with a loss. They come back to Omaha, 5 sets. You go back to San Diego, a 5-set loss for the Supernovas. San Diego's kind of a scary team.
Yeah. And it's because of that setter.
Yep.
And then Kemi Thomas Ilara has been crazy good for them, too.
She has been crazy. But we are going to get to a break in the next segment. We're going to keep Jeff around, if he can stay. Are you too busy? You going to run around like you usually do?
Just for you guys, I'll stay.
Oh, perfect. So we're going to send this to a break. We'll be right back on the Mullen Motors pregame show here on the Supernovas Radio Network. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-on, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Join us each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon for Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves of 7-on-7 football. The future of the sport depends on the foundation set at a young age. Hear those stories and more each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon here on 93.7 The Ticket.
The Supernovas Radio Network is live. This is the Omaha Supernovas pregame show brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Welcome back, the Mullen Motors pregame show here on the Supernovas Radio Network. I am Rico, joined by the coach, Renee Saunders, joined by Jeff Ekstrom. We've got ourselves another match here inside the CHA, the final true home match for the Omaha Supernovas inside the CHI Health Center as the Columbus Fury come down to Omaha, Nebraska to face Omaha. We've got the Final Four coming up next week. We talked a little bit about San Diego and Nutsara Tomcom. We've got some confetti coming from the sky.
I caught it.
Nice. That
It's a
confetti.
souvenir.
Have you ever noticed random confetti just falling down through the matches here?
It's every match there's one piece.
I saw
every
like
match.
4 last time.
Did you?
Yeah, it was crazy. And I think it was Paige was trying to catch it on the sideline.
Yes.
I'm like, stop being distracted. Focus on the match. But it was okay. She did catch it, though, so it was okay.
It's like a butterfly.
Exactly. We've got the Final Four coming in. We talked about San Diego and their masterful setters, Nutsara Tomcom. Let's talk about the 1 seed. The Atlanta Vibe, the best team in the Federation. It pains me to say by a long shot. They have been on fire just about all season long as they finish the season 19-5. Coach, what has Atlanta done to beat? Why are they so good?
Well, so DP made me do my top 14, like if I were to do first team, second team.
Oh,
you know. And I think the key to Atlanta is their setter, Marley Monterey, and their libero, Morgan Hintz. By far, those two have like been the glue that's kept that team going. And since they made that trade and sent their stringer to Columbus, and then Monterey moved in that starting spot, they've been clicking since that time. So either she's masterful at getting the team on her shoulders and like getting them going in the same direction or something. But I mean, they also have Leah Edmond, who's up for possible player of the year of the league in year 1. And she's been almost unstoppable.
Lights out.
Yeah. Like it didn't matter like what we throw at her. she's going to get her 20 kills in the match. I mean, she's legit powerful, terminating outside hitter. She can dig, she can pass. And the only time that we beat Atlanta was in Atlanta on that sweep after a break.
Yep.
But in that, they've had our number, and I think it's because of those 3 players. And their other players are all really good too, but those 3 really, like, if they're on, the whole team seems to go.
What say you, Jeff? Why is Atlanta so good?
I really want to highlight Morgan Hentz, libero. Leads the league in digs by, I want to say, almost 50. Like, she has been far and away the best libero in the league. And just watching the Supernovas play Atlanta last time in mid-April, couldn't get a ball down against her.
No.
Like, she was all over the place. And that just, extends plays, and it just allows Monterrey to find her hitters like Edmond, who's terminating at that high percentage. So I think a lot of just keeping the ball alive, I think, has really led to their success, and that's been because of Hentz. But don't underestimate how long of a break that Atlanta has had going into this championship, especially against either San Diego or Grand Rapids. Here's a fun fact for you.
He knows these things.
I know, it's awesome.
Of Atlanta's 5 losses, 3 of those have come after breaks of 6 days or longer. 6 days, 8 days, 11 days.
Ooh.
So that's not a spike, that's a trend. And
Okay.
we'll see that trend becomes reality here next week.
Well, we were the ones that beat them after their 11 days off. And so that was, it's a blessing and a curse, right? DP throws this question at me all the time. And obviously there's 2 camps, right? There's the camp that, like, rest them, bring them back, get them ready to go, train what you want to train. And then there's the camp that's like, rest is bad.
Yep.
We need to keep them in the gym. Then you throw in the part that Leah Edmond and Morgan Hentz, I believe, are in the USA gym. Is that correct? I think Morgan is.
Morgan
know
is.
Morgan
I don't know if
think-
Leah is.
I don't think
Leah,
Okay.
Morgan is for sure.
So Morgan is.
Yeah.
Leah's not for sure. But you have that too. So now you're training with different people. Does that then change your tempo and your vibe? And, like, I mean, there's just different things going on there that I don't know. I guess we'll see. Only time will tell.
Well, I'm curious, Renee, but, like, what have you found with coaching your teams after, like, let's say, a week break? I mean,
We
'cause
don't
you-
ever have a week break, but I mean, our longest break would be like if we traveled on a Monday and our next game wasn't till Friday. That would be our longest. Or maybe, we didn't play during the week, but we played a Friday, Saturday. And we would normally have a pretty light day on Monday. It might only be a lift.
Okay.
But I don't think I would never play a match after a day off.
Yeah.
At all. Like, even if we had a serve and pass, like, Monday matches to me are like a no-go.
Okay.
Because I think that there's something in the, like, rhythm of the game. And I think volleyball is a rhythm sport. And if, like, right now, I think the Supernovas are playing pretty well, and it's important to keep that rhythm. Well, I thought Atlanta was playing really well going into this break. But maybe after, being 0-3 in a couple of those breaks, maybe they're going to reframe how they do it. Never know. Only time will tell on that one. But
there's the 2 sides of that where they have to realize that they're 0-3 after the long breaks. But also they went in on they go into this break on a 3-game winning streak, something like that.
I believe they've won like 10 out of their last 11. Something.
Let's find out. Let's make sure we
close to
get this. Let's get this right. Yeah, they go into this break on a 3-game winning streak. They lost to Columbus 3-1. That surprising one where they had that 8-game winning streak
they're
or something like that.
10-2 in the last 12 games.
Yeah, so they lose to Columbus. They only dropped 1 set after that loss. They lose to Orlando, or they beat Orlando 3-1. They sweep Vegas. They sweep Columbus in the rematch to end their regular season going into the break. So there's that knowing that you're 0-3 after long breaks, but then going into your long break on a 3-0 streak.
But
How mentally are you, like, prepare? How are you going through your mentals on that as a coaching staff, as a player? Like, yeah, we know that this is happening, but we're playing really well right now.
I don't know. My head was in the part that, like, Columbus has given them 2 of their 5 losses, and Columbus isn't even in the Final Four.
Yeah.
It's like it has to be a matchup thing, right? So what is the matchup? Because it's all about matchups. The whole league is about matchups. Like, obviously, it's out executing and then matchups. So you have to, I think, if you're any other team, you're like, okay, what is Columbus doing against Atlanta that's working?
Yeah.
And then learning from that too. And then hopefully if you're Atlanta, you're trying to, like, fix whatever that is. So it's a big chess match. And I think that's what I think is so cool about volleyball is nobody's really safe going into this final because you played each other so many times that you know the weaknesses, right? You know how you can exploit or beat certain teams, especially, like in Atlanta's beat Omaha 3 out of 4 times. So to them, they've got the upper hand up here. But if you're Omaha, you're like, we know how we can beat them.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to execute that game plan. So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun little stretch. And there's a good shot though. There's also a good shot that San Diego seals that third spot tonight, playing Orlando. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that one during this match.
You focus on the match. I'll focus on both.
You be my score updater.
Yeah, I got you,
Okay.
guys. That's part of my job. That's what I'll do as a score update. We're gonna get to a break here shortly, but really quick, the fourth team in the Final Four, Grand Rapids. We'll be traveling up to Grand Rapids, I believe Saturday, play the match on Sunday, and then both teams got to hop on a flight and come down to Omaha. Grand Rapids, this will be our second time up to Grand Rapids, fourth time obviously playing them. What can you tell me about Grand Rapids? Why are they in the Final Four?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just lead off with it's their offense. Claire Chassé and Amelia Dimitrova. I mean, they're I believe they're both in the top 5 in total kills. They are a two-headed monster. And so when you get them going, it's really hard to stop them. And that's, I think, for me, I build them up a lot because they're just a dangerous team. Mm-hmm. Anytime that Supernovas play them, I get nervous. And sometimes I can't believe we're 3-0 against them at the moment, just because the matches that we've played against them have been so close.
Well, they were the final undefeated team at the beginning of the season, and then those first 2 sets up in Grand Rapids go to 30s.
Yep. Like before the 5-setter we beat them the last time, for the first 8 sets that Omaha played Grand Rapids went to extra points. So they're just like neck and neck with each other.
Yep.
And they've just, I think that has been the best, even though Omaha's up 3-0, I honestly think that's been the best series out of any 2 teams in the league. Just how competitive and close they've been.
Well, I think, what was it? That was the 33-31. I think that might have been the most free volleyball versus a team has been with Grand Rapids. So Chassé and Dimitrova are 2 that I had on my top 14.
Yep.
That would be like all PVF at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. But then they also have probably the most underrated setter in Ashley Evans. And then they made their libero switch. They went with Camila Gomez kind of towards the end of the season. That's kind of when they kicked it into gear and kind of got themselves back into playoff contention. But they also have solid middles. They have Kayla Caffey and Maren Grote that do a good job in the middle. They're not flashy, but they're enough to earn your respect. But yeah, Dimitrova and Chassé can do it all, and they're on opposite sides of the court. So blockers can't cheat, creates lots of one-on-ones. Then when you have a setter like Evans, really does a great job to open things up for her hitters.
Yeah, and I mean, and you've seen it this season. When Evans isn't on, they can just go to the bench and get Mac Pedraza.
That's not a bad sub.
Yeah, no, not
terrible.
too bad.
That's not terrible.
We've only seen her once, though, right?
I believe so. That was in the last
In
5-setter.
Omaha.
Yep.
Yeah. She was in the first match. She showed up a little bit.
She
showed up towards the end. But that's going to do it for the second segment here on the Mullen Motors pregame show. Jeff, I'm not sure if you're going to stick around, but me and DP are going to switch, so you guys will get Derek Pearson back on the mic. This is the Omaha Supernovas radio network, powered by 93.7 The Ticket.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it's truck month at Koppel, and we want to sell them all. Choose between 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list price. Yes, you heard right. That's 0.9% APR or as much as $8,000 off list on select new GMC and Chevrolet inventory. So please make that money-saving drive to Koppel in Louisville or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Supernovas Radio Network is live. This is the Omaha Supernovas pregame show brought to you by Mullen Motors.
Welcome back to CHI Health Center, DP. Coach Renee Saunders, I want to thank Jack Ekstrom for coming in and dropping information. Proud of young Rico, kind sir, for doing his thing. You got it, Coach. I have to put players in the game. I have to put players in the game. Otherwise, they get comfortable.
Yep.
And it's like, Rico, you know what? You're here in a unique place, a unique situation, circumstance. You get a chance to be a part of this.
He did a good job.
I had no doubts.
I'm just glad I had no idea what was going on. I was here talking to him, and all of a sudden he's like, Jeff's joining us. I'm like, oh, hi, Jeff. What are you doing here, Jeff? Nobody told me.
We were trying to.
Per the usual.
Well, normally it's just you and I. It doesn't really matter. We can get through pretty much anything is what we figured out so far. But what we were trying to do was in the final regular season match of the year. We've gone quite a ways since day one of trying to figure out, one, what this was going to be, what this could be, and then identifying the personalities, the characters, plot twists, what's the sub-story. We jokingly said season 1, episode 1, recognizing that, yeah, actually, here we are in episode 24. 23.
Yep.
And that through all of this, we know more than we knew. I'll ask you what we know and then what we think we know. Because they are not necessarily the same thing.
No. Well, we know our 4 teams that are coming to Omaha.
Yep.
That one we know for sure. You know, we also know for sure that Atlanta's the 1, Omaha's the 2. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet for next Wednesday, now is your chance to get those tickets to cheer your Novas on to get in the championship on Saturday. We also know that San Diego and Grand Rapids are fighting for the 3-4. And we also know that if San Diego beats Orlando, who's currently on, I think, a 7-game losing streak.
They're in set 1. Orlando leads 21-19.
Okay. So if Orlando's lost 7 straight, if San Diego does get the win tonight, then they will lock up the 3 seed, and Grand Rapids will lock up the 4 seed.
Through all of this, right, and identifying, and we kind of marked several points throughout the year. When we started to figure out who the Supernovas were, who the characters, the main characters, and then sometimes character development plays out, and you go, "Wait a minute, this one's a bigger character than we thought." If I asked you to identify the lead characters for the Supernovas going into match number 23, season 1, episode 23, what would you say?
I mean, the first name that pops in my head is Naughty Valentin Anderson. The difference that the way she's been playing, let's start that way, because we haven't seen this side of her the entire season. I mean, we've seen glimpses of Super Naughty, but we haven't seen what she's done in the last 2 matches. She has been incredible. She's been not only a spark plug, but she has kept her team composed and in control, even when maybe we were down by a point or 2 or 3. It was almost like Bird called it Betsy. She showed me her clipboard, and at the very bottom had a little star, and it just said sense of control. And that's exactly what Nadi has brought in the last 2 matches is, no matter what's going on the floor, they still feel like they have control. And that's really important in volleyball. The fans may not feel it, right? They might see we're down 22-20. But if there's a sense of control on the Supernovas court, that feeling that you have, you don't really feel like you're behind. Or maybe you're only up by 1. Maybe it's 21-20. But if you have that sense of control, there's a good chance that you're going to find a way to win in that situation. And I think that her grit and her resilience and her tenacity rubs off on her teammates.
To get to this point and then have the evolution of players, kind of the transition to have some players start on the original roster and not be here, not be able to play. Daniel Hart, Gina Mancuso, Prasowski, Nia Reed. And then to have people step up. What did the addition of Stephanie Samity do in your mind?
I mean, I haven't seen every single team's additions, but I would say Stephanie Samity has probably been the best addition to a team in the PBF. I mean, she just brings a different level of determination from that pin. And we had, Nia was doing a good job. Jess was doing a good job. Both of them, Nia obviously body got beat down a little bit. I think Jess has been having some nagging injury type stuff going on too. So it is almost like a godsend that we got an opposite that could play at that level, because we've been a little dissipated at that position as far as injuries go and aches and pains. So kind of a blessing in disguise. But I mean, Samity brings termination. Bottom line, she brings termination, and you need termination to win in this league.
Through all of it as well, the evolution, the biggest evolution, we may be burying the lead. The biggest evolution to me may actually be Coach Bird, right? That from the top lead assistant position to the interim head coach. And again, I'm not sure why they would be interim tagged into that, but okay. But her evolution, her grasp of player personalities, her grasp of the moment, right? Being able to identify and game manage, to be able to handle the traction on the road, getting the home, all the events and things that are required handled, and then getting them to a place where they're in the Final Four as a 2 seed and at home. I think we need to applaud Coach Bird for what she's done.
Today when she called, I'm like, what's up, Coach of the Year? And she just like shook it. Well, I couldn't see her, but I'm assuming she was shaking her head through the phone.
Like it's Bird, right?
The breath, the sound, yes. Everything told me that she was like doing that. I'm like, I'm just messing with you. I said, but you have done an awesome job. But I think, so Bird is a relationship coach.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why she was such a good pick for that lead assistant job, because she was in charge of the relationship side of it. Well, she didn't change who she was becoming a head coach, but she did have to, obviously, we talked about this early on, she did have to draw the line of like, now I do have to make decisions. And so our relationships are going to be a little bit different, but I'm still going to communicate with you what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking it, and I need you to communicate with me too. And I think that open dialogue, and I think it's something that Thomas has even mentioned that he really likes about working with professional athletes, is the fact that like you get what you get, right? This is Betty De La Cruz is Betty De La Cruz. You're not going to get her to change what she does. Tori Dixon is Tori Dixon. You're not going to get her to change what she does. But because of that, their awareness and their knowledge, they know what their bodies need. They know what they need to train. They know what they're good at. They know what they're bad at. And they're really good at communicating that to the coaches. And all the coaches have to do is listen.
We're gonna pause there, because I think that as we head into this, we'll go through the lineups, right? We'll go through players of note and things to pay attention to and keys to the game. And it does look like it was 21-19 a minute ago. It is now 20. It is set point for the Valkyrie in set 1 down. Yeah.
Timeout.
It's a thing. Well, that's the second timeout in like 5 points. So it must be a good one. Orlando must have shown up. We'll throw the break more here on the Supernovas Radio Network with DP and Coach Renee Saunders.
Hey, Husker fans, whether you're looking for some baseball gear, graduation gifts, or some new Husker apparel, Alumni Hall delivers your ultimate Husker shopping destination. Shop top brands like Adidas, Peter Millar, Columbia Golf, and more. Join the Alumni Hall Pass Rewards, and for every $150 you spend, you'll earn $10 in reward bucks. Nebraska students and faculty and all military receive 10% off with every in-store purchase with ID. Come see us at Alumni Hall, P Street, South Point Pavilions, or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, it's where Huskers shop.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
The Supernovas Radio Network is live. This is the Omaha Supernovas pregame show brought to you by Mullen Motors.
We're about 20 minutes from first serve at CHI Health Center. Again, Pro Volleyball Federation action on a Thursday night. Thursday nights are for Pro Women's Volleyball. First set,
Orlando.
To the Orlando Valkyries over the San Diego Mojo. San Diego making an effort to lock in that number 3 seed with an opportunity to face the Supernovas here Wednesday if they can get the job done tonight. But as we know in the Pro Volleyball Federation, it's night to night, game to game, set by set, and match by match. It evolves. Coach, we just saw the Columbus Fury. We just saw them, but we know that this will be a different Fury group. Maybe in the starting rotation, maybe in the level of play, and available players. So what do we know to share with the fans about the Columbus Fury?
Well, based on warm-up alone, we know that their H2, Megan Courtney Lush, will not be playing tonight. That's kind of a big one because she's one of their keys to their success. Between her and Reagan Cooper, they're kind of like the 1-2 punch that Columbus has used all year long. So we might see either Michelle Barch-Hackley potentially at the outside hitter spot, or Janasia Moore, who subbed in for Megan Courtney Lush when we were in Columbus just a couple days ago. So one of those will be starting outside. So obviously not having Megan Courtney Lush will be a different look for them. Having Michelle Barch-Hackley or Janasia Moore in will also be a different look. I think Ray Santos will probably not start. I think she's nursing some injuries, so we'll probably see Tori Springer at the setting position. Ivania Ortiz, I'm guessing we're going to see come in with that big old jump serve at some point. Jenna Rosenthal, not guessing she's going to start. I think we're going to see Horde in the middle and Raynell Jones in the middle, but they might sub out of it. I mean, Columbus has been eliminated from the Final Four, so there's a chance that they kind of get everybody some time. But I think they're still playing for pride, and I think they're still trying to get a win and end on a positive note. Another person that we may see would be Samantha Drexel, the opposite, who was actually playing at opposite until they picked up Kendall Kipp. Kendall Kipp will probably be starting, and then they also picked up another opposite who's a lefty, Nicoletta Perovich. So they're a little banged up. Santos and Courtney Lush, I highly doubt will play tonight. But we could see anyone from Barch Hackley, Janasia Moore, Ivana Ortiz, Jenna Rosenthal, Samantha Drexel, or Nicoletta Perovic.
From the Supernova side, again, nursing injuries, nursing different points in place in the season. Again, value of having a match like tonight where if you chose to approach it that way, you're just working on the things that you need to work on to win a championship next week. And some of those things come in play. Maybe it's getting Kendall some rest. Maybe it's getting Gabby prepared to put some work in. Maybe it's getting Paige Briggs some more swings. Maybe it's getting Maggie Cartwright some more work. Maybe it is, hey, let's see how Jess is doing. We get more answers tonight. What are the questions?
Well, I asked the questions. I literally asked Bird, I'm like, how do you approach tonight? You've locked up the number 2. You just played Columbus. They're eliminated. What do you expect from them, and what's your approach? And so Bird basically said that they're going to play to win, and they want to finish their season strong on their side. And for her, she wants to keep the rhythm, kind of like what I said. Like, I feel like they're kind of coming into a stride, and you want to keep that. You don't really want to disrupt it, but you also have to be smart with, like, do some people need rest? So it sounds like tonight her job, I mean, she's going to start her starters tonight. She's going to start her starters on Sunday in Grand Rapids. The amount of stuff or subbing they do will depend on how the match is going. If we have a great first set, they might sub early, give some people some rest. If they feel a little iffy on it, they might keep them playing together to try to keep that rhythm. But she wants to set a tone that they're here to win, and they're not satisfied with finishing the season at 15-7, or like they want to win.
Through all of this, players and names like Sophie Davis are important, right? Opportunity to sharpen the steel matches. What's the phrase?
Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
I got you.
I'll get there. Yeah. But Sophie is a part of that because in critical moments this season, they called her number. Allison Mayfield, they pointed the finger and called her number. Is this an opportunity to get them work, or do you just let the game play out?
I think if we have our rhythm and they feel good about it, absolutely. Like she mentioned, I mean, Paige Briggs, I'm going to put money that we'll see her tonight. Maybe as just a serving role early on, but maybe as an outside hitter role to give Brooks some rest. I don't know. Sydney Hilly, we could see her come in tonight and give Nadia a little bit of rest. She did mention that we might see Mayfield tonight. And we might see Sophie Davis tonight. They could both come in. Gabby Thompson could come in for Kendall. Maggie, if Jess's back is still tight, Maggie could come in at the opposite position for Stephanie Samity. So Samity's a little bit of a different, like she has been playing. She may need rest, but really she's also still finding her rhythm as a Supernova. The middles, Vuchkova and Dixon, they've been playing a ton all season. I think hopefully Sophie can get in, give them a little bit of rest so they have fresh legs going in the end. But it's all going to depend on how they start tonight. If they start well and they come out hot, then I could see Bird subbing a little bit earlier if she feels good about it. But I think she wants to keep the rhythm. She doesn't want them to dip.
I like the idea of focusing on doing your job point to point. Play the Supernovas way, whatever way has been defined as that, and then go 1-0. Like, just go 1-0 tonight. We'll deal with Grand Rapids and all. We'll deal with seedings and we'll deal with all that. Not really paying attention. I know they're not really paying attention to what's happening in Orlando. They've got work to do. They've got a job to do. So here's what we'll do. We'll go to break here on the Supernovas Radio Network. Come back. We'll talk about the starting lineups, players of note, and Coach Saunders will give us her keys to the match. We will have them all for you here on the Supernovas Radio Network, powered by 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite MLB teams this spring and summer, as well as Nebraska baseball. Enjoy Tanner's delicious hamburgers, chicken lips, and daily specials. Wash it down with one of their tons of options of beers. You'll never have an issue finding the game as there are TVs everywhere throughout the space. So get in early and grab your spot and settle in for an afternoon or evening of baseball at Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy too with a slight chance of showers this afternoon. See a high around 70. Tonight, a slight chance of showers early and mainly clear skies with a low around 46. And tomorrow we'll see mainly sunny skies with an afternoon high around 76. Our meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Scissors and Scotch has opened their Lincoln location at 30th and Yankee Hill. Don't settle for an ordinary haircut. Go above and beyond at Scissors and Scotch. Scissors and Scotch provides your classic haircut service with optional membership discounts. From now until June 6th, Scissors and Scotch is offering the Founders Reserve Special for those who want massive savings. Learn more or book your appointment by visiting scissorsscotch.com or check out Scissors and Scotch's brand new location at 30th and Yankee Hill.
The Supernovas Radio Network is live. This is the Omaha Supernovas pregame show brought to you by Mullen Motors.
TP, Coach Renee Saunders, 93.7 The Ticket, and the Supernovas Radio Network. Again, we thank all of our affiliates. It's an opportunity for us to say thank you to all of you who have made this season special, to be a part of what we're doing, to camp out, to do the contest on local radio, to win tickets to come to these matches in full support, showing up at events, in full support with the Red Cross, in full support on the road when we go to different cities and we see Supernovas, we see Novas Nation in whatever building we're in. Congratulations to the Supernovas. Congratulations to this home crowd, the folks here who come to CHI Health Center on a night-to-night, match-by-match basis and show up for the Novas. Well done. Coach Saunders, let's start with the Fury. Who are we projecting as starters?
I think we're going to see Reagan Cooper, possible rookie of the year for the league this year. She's been outstanding against the Supernovas. I expect to see her in full force again tonight. Caitlin Horde in the middle, another former All-American, just a solid blocker, solid athlete, can move around, do a little bit of everything. Valeria Leon will be at the libero position, Puerto Rican national team player. Tori Stringer at setter. She comes from Louisville, TCU, kind of a baller. She's done a really good job for them, and they've had more success actually when she sets versus Omaha than when Ray Santos has. Janasia Moore, I think we're going to see at the outside hitter position. We saw a little bit of her on Saturday night in Columbus, right? Yeah, Saturday night in Columbus.
Yep.
And then if not, we might see Michelle Barch-Hackley, who has an Olympic gold medal hanging up at home. She was a late addition to this roster as well. And then we'll see Kendall Kipp at the opposite position, who joined the team late. She's on the VNL roster. 6'5", makes her presence known.
She's a killer. From the other side, the Supernovas. Coach, what do you got?
We're going to stick with what's working right now. So we've got Brooke Nunneveller and Betty De La Cruz on the outside. Both of those two have done a fantastic job all the way around for us. They carry the brunt of the swings and the brunt of the passes, and they keep us going, keep us ticking in the right direction. Tori Dixon and Christina Vuchkova in the middle. Those two have come around with their net play, and most recently, their offense. Nadi's been getting them a ball. They've been putting the ball away. But really where they make the biggest difference for us is in their blocking and positive touches. Stephanie Samity be at the opposite position. She's been a great addition for the Supernovas. She adds termination and physicality on that opposite pin. Naughty Valentin Anderson, Sports Center number 2 for for her amazing play in Las Vegas. That was just electric. And then Kendall White be wrapping us up, igniting the system from the libero position.
Coach, if you would please let them know keys to the match, please.
The Birds keys and the Saunders keys are very similar. Number 1, first contact, serve and pass. We've got to continue to serve aggressively. When we serve aggressively, we tend to win. Good things tend to happen. Also, when we're passing well, we can kind of do what we want. Number 2, we need to have a balanced attack, but we also need to be disciplined and balanced on defense, not cheat, not rush holes, but read and be smart about it. We got to continue to get our middle blockers going fast and get our opposite going fast. Outsides are going to get their balls. And then finally, outwork, grind, and be relentless. Win those long rallies. And then I added number 4, and that's that disciplined sense of control that we need to have, that calmness, but yet assertiveness, urgency that we've got going on.
Through all of this, key players for the Supernovas, what are the names that jump out that are going to have to accept tonight in order for them to beat Columbus?
You know, it's funny. They're all key players because everybody needs to do their job for us to be successful. I hate picking one because, okay, Kendall has to pass, Naughty has to set, and our hitters have to terminate, and our blockers have to get some blocks. If any of those people don't do their job, if the substitutions don't do their jobs, if, Paige Briggs comes in and doesn't do her job, then we're not going to be successful. So I think we're at a point in the season right now where everyone doing their job is the most important thing in the building. One point at a time.
If you had to pick one player off the bench for the Supernovas who comes in and makes an impact, who are you picking?
I would love to see Mayfield come in tonight and do something. It's been a while since we've seen her. She provides quite a bit of physicality at that pin. She can attack, she can pass. And I think that, Bird has mentioned that she's earned the opportunity to come in. So hopefully we'll get to see her come in, make an impact.
Players to watch of note for the Columbus Fury.
Kip and Cooper. Those are their two-headed monster right now. And then honestly, whoever fills in at that other outside hitter position, if it's Janasia Barr or Michelle Barch-Hackley, they got big shoes to fill with Megan Courtney Lush being out. But if that person that comes in can fill that role, Columbus could be pretty dangerous tonight as well.
That's really the word, right? Dangerous.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous situation. Normally that's the case in the Pro Volleyball Federation, and we're not really ever surprised when a team steps up and plays at a professional level. But you've been mentioning that word professional. Tonight, it's going to require the Supernovas to be professional. Don't get caught up in other moments. Don't get caught up in distractions. But, Coach, in this space, define professional.
In this space, professional is playing at a high level from point 0 to point 25 each set. I think professionals can do their job. And I think it's funny. I was just talking to some of my students. You watch the NBA or you might watch MLB. You watch professional sports, NFL. It all looks so easy and effortless. And honestly, it doesn't look really high level because everybody's a really high level and they make it look so easy. I think that if the Supernovas play at a high level and it looks relatively easy, then we're playing pretty darn well.
Coach, it's been an impeccable, incredible, fun, entertaining, informing ride. The last regular season home match of the season, we have the blessing to know that we get to come back Wednesday and Saturday next week. So well done with that. Listen, let me say it publicly to both Harrison Arns, Rico, Nick Sainert, Josh Lill, Bendros. Thank you for trusting yourselves, getting in, getting this work done for home matches. So much so that we'll be honored to call both semifinal matches and the championship match here next week. So it's not the final time. It's just the final regular season home match. Coach Saunders, I applaud you out loud. Thank you for adding to, for constantly teaching, for being the coach and person that you are. I could not have chosen a better partner to ride through this. Again, it's not the last one. but I'm taking the opportunity to say, while we're at home in our own space, thank you for everything you've done for us and all the things you've added.
Well, I should be the one thanking you for taking a chance on someone who's never done this before.
You wouldn't know
It
it.
has been one heck of a ride, and I'm super excited that we have at least 4 more matches to call after this one. And it's been a pleasure getting to understand the media side compared to the coach side, because they're very similar in preparation and very different in execution.
100%.
But very enjoyable being along the ride. And I do want to share with everybody too that I asked Bird, like, it's their last home game, like what has Omaha meant to the Supernovas? And she said, honestly, the coolest part is the relationship that the team has developed with the community. And I think that's something that everybody at home needs to understand, that whether you're listening from far away or you've been to a match here, or you've had the Supernovas at a clinic, or they've come to your club gym, or whatever it might be, by far it's been super special for the Supernovas. And it's been next level support that they've experienced here in Omaha. And just seeing that relationship that the players have developed with the community, she said, has been by far the best part about being in Omaha.
Well said. And I know what the community thinks about Coach Bird and what the Supernovas have added to Omaha and the state of Nebraska. That'll do it for the pre-match show. We will jump over to the Supernovas app, the Ticket app, where you can follow the call and then meet us back here. Post-match, hopefully we're talking about another Supernovas win here at home at CHI Health Center. Again, we appreciate you all. Thank you for listening to the Supernovas Radio Network, powered by 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln.